This is an Illuminated Saber threshold lightsaber, and this is a custom saber that is somewhat influenced by or pays tribute to the Anakin Skywalker Attack of the Clones lightsaber, but as you can see there's also several design differences, so it's not trying to be like a totally screen accurate type of thing. It's a bit more of a slim down design, but it's still got a lot of these kind of iconic classic lightsaber features, including the slanted emitter at the top, or angled emitter, depending on what you want to call it, and then also black vertical grips in the lower part of the hilt. Now we've got this really beautiful slanted emitter at the top. It's kind of rounded in a way. It's like flat, but it's like slightly rounded. So that's kind of a cool effect. And then there's this knurled thumb screw at the top. So it's sort of a dullish silver color, it looks like. And there's these gorgeous gold accents throughout the hilt, including in this activation box area. Now, speaking of the activation box area, like this is really cool. So this kind of style of activation box is commonly used by Illuminated Saber, so they incorporate something similar into their other designs. And it's neat. It's got these two buttons, and they can be wired, so these are included with the hilt. But the box kind of there's like a lip sort of on either side, and it's like a rail or a guard so that you don't maybe accidentally hit the buttons as easily. So that's kind of a neat feature. And now in the lower grip section, so we've got these grips, and you can see they're not T-track grips. They are kind of flat. They have some flat sides to them, but they're also made of metal, you guys. So they're made of metal, and then they have kind of a black color added to them. So that's different from some of these, right? Like you'll see hilts like this where the grips will be sometimes plastic, sometimes they'll be like a rubbery material, but these are metal. It is very comfortable. And then we've got this knurled pommel, diamond knurled pommel on the bottom of the hilt, and it's an open design. Now this hilt does break apart into quite a few pieces, so that makes it a little friendlier for an install. So I'll just demo that. So the blade holder, the emitter section unscrews. You see all the threading right there. Actually, quite a bit of threading. So that's the first piece. Now the middle piece has both the kind of activation box with the switches, so sort of the switch area, and then on the rear there's also a recharge port. So that middle section comes apart, and it has the threading there, and then here's this whole lower grip section, and the knurled pommel is also removable. So that's pretty common, I mean, with a lot of hilt companies. As you can see, there's kind of a good amount of threading, kind of a good length of threading. I guess it's a little bit less for the pommel. But so that's real handy how you can kind of break those pieces down like that. Now, Illuminated Saber is kind of a smaller custom saber company. They're based in Minnesota, and they do operate an Etsy store. If you're familiar with that platform, I'll link to them below. But it's really neat. I mean, this hilt has such a classic look to it, but a really clean design and a few different kind of features, like this activation box area. But very clean, crisp lines, and at the same time, sort of there's a lot of familiar features incorporated into it. So it's like almost a character hilt, but also not quite. So yeah, this is made of aluminum, and it it has a pretty decent weight to it. And the grips, this bottom part, do add a little bit of weight to the lower part of the hilt, but it's pretty cool. So it does accept a 1-inch diameter blade also. But here it is, you guys. So this is an Illuminated Saber. I've had some trouble saying that together, kind of like a tongue twister, but at any rate, an Illuminated Saber, threshold lightsaber. It's a custom lightsaber that's a little bit similar to the Anakin Skywalker Attack of the Clones lightsaber. So feel free to comment below.